In a recent video, I talked to you about the importance of mindfulness. Mindfulness is something that has been introduced into our consciousness, if you will, in the last several years. It's been kind of a buzzword and a hot topic of conversation. And in a recent video, I talked to you about the different ways that mindfulness can be of benefit to you. And one of those things that was on the list was stress reduction. In today's video, I want to talk to you more specifically about different ways that mindfulness or practicing mindfulness on a regular basis can help you to reduce stress. First and foremost, and this is a bit of a no-brainer, practicing mindfulness can help you to relax. When you are truly relaxed, you can't be stressed at the same time. So when you take some time to practice mindfulness and when you get into the habit of doing it on a regular basis, you are effectively teaching your body and having your body go into the state of relaxation. And again, when you're relaxed, you're not stressed. Practicing mindfulness can also teach you to recognize the mind-body connection. Oftentimes, we still think about the mind and the body as two separate things. That way of thinking goes way, way back to Descartes, where body and spirit were separated so that the church could take care of the spiritual things, which would include things of the mind, and science would address things that are physical in nature, meaning things that relate to the body. But we are now learning, and have been for a while, that the body-mind connection is a strong one. They're not as separated as we have been led to believe for so many, many years, for centuries, really. So when you practice mindfulness, and again, do it on a regular basis, you have the ability to recognize that there is that body-mind connection, that the two are not separate, but rather influence one another in tremendous ways. So that's very important when we think about stress, because your body can influence your mind in terms of adding stress to your experience, and your mind can influence your body, adding stress to your experience. So it's important to understand that the two are very much connected. And that brings me to the next point, which is your thoughts. When you practice mindfulness, you become more aware of your thoughts because you are in the present moment, in the now. You're focused on ignoring much of what is around you. And oftentimes what happens when you do that is your thoughts come to the forefront of your mind. And this is when you can really realize and appreciate just how your thoughts affect you. There are so many thoughts that go through our heads every single day, every moment that you're awake. But many of those thoughts could produce stress within your experience, within your body, within your mind. And I've talked to you about that in the past, where your thoughts can affect your stress. Well, practicing mindfulness makes you more aware of your thoughts. So when you do that, you have an opportunity to not only be more aware of your thoughts, but then do something about the thoughts that bring stress into your life. So the body-mind connection goes a step further by making you more aware of your thoughts and then allowing you to recognize which thoughts can potentially be adding more stress to your life or creating stress in your life. When you're paying attention to your thoughts and when you're focused in the moment, you can gain a new perspective on things. It can allow you to really examine all different situations, your relationships, what's happening, your life, whether in general or in specifics, in a new way, with a new perspective. When you practice mindfulness, you can gain a whole new way of looking at things. And when that happens, that allows you to free yourself from old habits of thinking, old habits of behaving, old habits of reacting, which can produce stress in your life or add to stress in your life or prolong stress in your life, whatever the case may be. So mindfulness, practicing mindfulness on a regular basis can really help you out in terms of your perspective. And you know from my previous videos that perspective, or another word for that is perception, or you can say the lens through which you view a person or a situation or an experience, can have a tremendous effect on how you react, what you think, what you feel. So perspective is huge. And if you can gain a more level-headed, a clearer perspective by practicing mindfulness on a regular basis, then you're well on your way to gaining more control of the stress in your life, and more specifically, your interpretation of what's happening and therefore your reaction to what's happening in your life. And that's a great way of managing stress rather than having stress manage you. The last thing that I'll bring up is focus. When you practice mindfulness on a regular basis, you are effectively shutting out external distractions. You are effectively paying attention to your thoughts. You are not thinking about the past or the future, but rather focusing on the now. That's the big thing with mindfulness, is focusing on the now. When you practice that, you get better at focusing in general. And when you are better able to focus on whatever you do, whether it's during your practice of mindfulness or whether it's during the tasks that you accomplish every day throughout the day, whatever the case may be, when your focus is better, then you are potentially reducing stress that may have come into your existence or into your experience if you were unfocused. So having focus is a good thing, whereas lack of focus can bring stress into your life and into your experience. So practicing mindfulness, and again, doing it on a regular basis, can help you have better focus, which can then help you to prevent stress or avoid stress or reduce stress. And after all, less stress and better manage stress is what we're striving for here. If you want to learn more about a comprehensive approach to stress management, check out the link below.